How everybody, TCG Banlist reaction Kevin here. As you may or may not know, there's a ban list in the TCG land. What is that going to mean for Master Duel? I don't know. We know Sprite is coming soon. Nothing on Tournament yet. But obviously this ban list has pretty much gutted Tournament. But maybe not. We'll see. So, just a quick recap of ban list. Probably what it does and what these cards do. In case you don't know. Artifact Sight. You can't special summon from an extra deck. Remember that? Cyclock. Good old Artifact Sanctum. No more. No mas. In TCG land at least. Barrier Storm, Barrier Statue, that got hit in Master Duel, right? So now Floandries, I guess, gets sort of a hit, but it can maybe play Yatagarasu, because that got unlimited. Whether or not that's viable, probably not. But anyways, so Yugioh, basically all of the Ishizu cards are now limited. All you need to know about them, if you don't know what they do, is that they basically mill a bunch of cards that will proc your tournament cards so you can fusion summon and pop off. Some of them, like I forget which one. This one is the Candidi Crow. Yes. Yes, this one can shuffle DD Crow. This one I believe can also do that, and that's about it. So these two are like, you know, Super DD Crow. These two are names where you can basically keep milling a bunch of cards. So that's, you know, that's not fun if you're not playing tournaments. And then they hit all of the tournaments to one. They're basically all starter cards that essentially, this one you can normal summon, you'll automatically mill 5 cards, or 3, something like that. 3 kill, it feels like 5, well it's gonna be 8 because of these things, but 3, right? This one mills 3 if you normal summon or special summon it. This one, if your opponent activates a monster effect, meaning you can play on their turn, you can special summon it and then mill cards and then pop off from there. Usually back in the day, that's how people would summon good old Winda, but I believe Winda's fallen out of favor. Maybe not now, because now I don't know what you really do with tournaments. And then this one is basically, if it's a normal summon or a special summon, you can special summon it and then send a tournament monster or any monster, right? Yeah, any monster from your hand to the grave. So probably send one of these or one of those and then mill like a billion cards. And then they also banned Kikalos, which herself is like a mill 5 for free. basically. So you're added to your hand, or add a tournament card from your deck to your hand, or you can send it, automatically proc some stuff, right? So very broken, very broken. And then Sprite Elf is probably one of the most broken Link 2s ever created, because you can basically summon Merly for free, and then also have protection and all that stuff, right? So no brainer to ban these cards. But what does it mean for Master Duel? Realistically, I expect probably these things will not be limited. I don't expect that to happen in Master Duel when they eventually come. These will probably, I assume, will probably be a 2. Maybe Merly will be at 1 because Sprite Elf, but they banned Sprite Elf, so we'll see. It's kind of like when Adventure came to, you know, Master Duel. That's what I see happening. Like, they'll probably semi-limit it, or they'll probably limit, I feel, Prime Planet Perlerino, because that's what they did in OCG land, right? So they'll probably limit this. That's what I foresee. I don't think they're going to absolutely kill the deck on release, because then, you know, you can't make money off Konami, right? So you can't do that. So this is probably going to be limited. I don't see any card actually getting banned on release, but you know, you'll never know what happens. So they could ban this card. It's both banned now in TCG land and OCG land, so who knows. But tournament, at least in TCG land, no idea what you do with it. I think I saw Pack TCG's video of like 1 hour in, and I don't want to say it's copium, but it felt like a lot of copium. Like, you go make rank 6 with a good old Diviner of Herald, right? Good old Diviner lady, remember that? Where are you? Like her, you make her, and you send one of the new monsters, you make a rank 6, you make Beatrice, send one your Ishizu or other things, but it's so susceptible to interruption that maybe it's not worth it, right? And for Sprite, I mean, the deck kind of revolved around Toad, which I believe is banned now in both formats, including Master Duel, right? So Sprite Elf is now banned. No idea what you do. So good luck to you. What's going to be meta in TCG land in the foreseeable future? Probably Kashtira. But again, they're not as, I think, oppressive as Tournament, where you basically play on your opponent's turn. So that's the ban list. What is it going to mean for Master Duel? These things will probably be, maybe this is a 2. Maybe these are a 2. Probably that, right? Prime Pellerino at 1. I don't see Kikalos getting hit, because, or who knows, maybe it is hit. It could be hit, I don't know. And then Ishizu cards, when they come out, I assume they'll probably hit at 1 too. Yeah, because Master Duel obviously is like a 6-month or 3-month you know, waiting period. So figure it out in real life. Buy your paper, and then we'll hit accordingly in the digital card game. So there's that. So what do you do for Sky Striker, right? Sky Striker, what do you do? Let's go take a look at that right now. Hey everybody, we're back. So this is my working list for, I think, TCG Sky Striker. I don't know. Is tournament gonna be super like still viable? That will depend, and that will probably mean I will take out Lava Golem if that means tournament is no longer like a big deal. I know Kashtira can end on their X-Seed monster, but if they only end on that, which I don't think they do, but if they only end on that, and that's kind of like annoying, but you can kind of just, if I remember correctly, let's take a look actually. I guess this would be a little bit of a podcast episode too, just talking, right? So this thing, once per chain, banish, right? So these things can banish, whatever. You just hit a Woodwanker, right? It's kind of your only problem with Sky Striker is dealing with like oppressive Omni Negate boards and like non-targeting removal crap, or non-targeted boss monsters. So there's that. Is Bestial gonna be a thing? Tournaments, all their stuff is basically dark or light. Kashtira is also not really, but you know, none of them are dark or light. So I mean, will you play Bestials anymore? Probably not if tournaments are complete garbo or not viable anymore. So Bestials will probably be taken out or at least sided, right? Because they're basically DD Crow but like a big body, essentially. So we'll see. Working list, right? I'll just say the list. So 3 Ash, of course you play that. That's the maxi of TCG land, ironically. 3 Bestial, Druid Swarm, 3 Magamut. That's, you know, again, DD Crow, more DD Crow. Again, this will probably be taken out for like Valor or other things. Who knows, right? 3 Golem. We'll go from there. This can be Kaijus depending on what happens. But I don't like playing Kaijus in general because you have to draw it. The same thing with Lava Golem, you have to draw it. But you know, I'd rather play something like a spell like a Droplet or main that instead. You know what I mean? 3 red, of course, no red, no play, as I always say. 1 rose, that's all you need now with 3 linkage. 1 Hamp. That's absolutely a saddable card, but it depends on your locals. Double Prosperity, we can play 3 of these, but you never want to resolve more than 2 in the game. Same with Desires, right? You want to play 3 Desires to draw it, but you hope you banish the 3rd Desire or 2nd Desire, so you don't have to do it again and like lose. 1 Road, of course, double Afterburners, 1 Horny Drone, 1 Shark Cannon, 3 Widow, 1 Multi-Row, 1 Ingag, 3 Linkage, double triple Tactics Talent. Should you play the new one? I think it's too well, in real life, I think this is like right now like an $80 card, right? Is it worth playing? So you just set, I don't know, your imperm? Probably not. And also it's dependent on whether or not tournament is going to be like a big thing. Kind of like triple Tactics Talent, right? So you can play this. I guess you activate it. You can set your Engag or one of, you know, your Widow Anchors, whatever you need to do. But yeah, is it worth it? It's more, I feel like it's more of a thing where you play this so you can search your side deck cards, you know what I mean? Because it says spell or trap, or normal spell or trap. So, you know, you search your Lightning Storm, you search your, I guess, Harpies, Feather Duster, Raigeki, Dark Hole, Dank Hole, I don't know. That's why you play that. Is it good in main deck? Probably not. It's a lot better, I think, in real life where you can side 3 things. But obviously, if you have a key card that your deck basically revolves around like a key card, then you should probably play triple tactic tasking. You know, like a yeah. There's that. All right, 3 Imperm. So I like 3 Bell. It depends on your locals, right? 3 Bell is meme for time. Remember, time exists. Cyclone, Droplet, RP, Solemn Judgment. It's fairly standard extra deck, right? We all know what it does. So that's my TCG working deck list. Whether or not it's good will depend on how much tournament is representative, because this is absolutely overkill for, you know, tournament or anything that revolves around a graveyard. Maybe Exorcister gets a you know, starts getting good. Probably not, because it was kind of like a hard counter for tournament, but tournament was so oppressive that Exorcister doesn't matter. So we'll see. Then we'll move on to, I guess, Master Duel Banlist if this happens, right? And we're back. Here is my working list for, I guess, Master Duel when it eventually comes, tournament, right? Or Sprite. Whatever happens then. So 3 Ash, of course. 3 Bestial Druid Swarm. If this doesn't exist, then obviously we take that out. We play 3 DD Crow, right? And then if Sprite is super duper meta, then we'll probably switch to Dark Ruler no more. But then Toad is banned, so it's kind of like, you know, what's really there to deal with. So we'll see, right? It really depends on what gets released, right? So, but working list, assuming Bestials probably get released around tournament when that eventually arrives. We play Bestials, right? We played the same thing. We played Lava Golem. distribute whatever they need to make, and that's fine because remember linkage exists, so we don't have to necessarily rely on the normal summon anymore. We need to play 3 max cope, of course, 3 Ray no play, or 3 Ray. Remember what I say, no Ray no play. That's what I always say. 1 Rosie O'Donnell, 1 Hamp. I always feel Hamp is worth playing in Master Duel because it's best of 1, right? You always want to be able to at least have a chance. Like, it would suck if you play a game and then oh you realize you have no out, right? Especially when it's your rank up match, which happens to me a lot. So 3 Forbidden Droplet. This can be Dank Ruler, depending on what happens, right? Depending on what their end board is, because some people are very smart and they play Herald of Arclight. And I don't know if you noticed, but Herald of Arclight says it banishes all from hand or main deck to graveyard. Any monster sent from hand or main deck to graveyard is banished instead. Meaning, you cannot send a monster as cost for Forbidden Droplet. Meaning they can just negate your droplet. It doesn't matter, right? So it may be worth playing Dank Ruler instead of a Forbidden Droplet if Herald of Arclight is somehow an end board thing, right? So Rhoda, of course, you gotta play that. 1 Afterburners, 1 Horny Drones, 1 Shark Cannon, 3 Widow Anchor Cores, 1 multi-roll double and gag, ignore 1, 3 Linkage of course, triple tags talent, assuming a tournament, right? Assuming tournament is meta. They will probably play on your turn and they'll probably try to set up Shadal Fusion or, you know, Shadal Winda shenanigans and stuff like that. So they're gonna activate stuff on your turn. You activate this, you steal the window, send it to grave, or draw 2 cards, or do something to get rid of it, right? That's what you probably do. You do that. 3 upstart because you need some dropout, right? Again, this can be replaced with whatever. I just feel you probably need a way to quickly put your spells into the graveyard. And I know this deck has no back row mover whatsoever, but that's assuming that Chairlift is so oppressive that Runic and everything else just goes complete wayside. I'm assuming by next week or whenever Sprite and that stuff gets released, probably never gonna see Runic again, right? I don't know. You might see Runic obviously as an engine to like Sprite, but it's not gonna be like the core, like Cancer, like, you know, pure variant that people play with like Skill Drain and all that stuff. So there's that, right? Side that doesn't exist. Fairly standard extra deck, right? Except instead of like, you know, 3 red Ray, you just add in the extra green Ray. So there's that. Otherwise, this is a working list for when that eventually comes. I felt it was, you know, why not? Here's what I've been cooking up. This probably will be completely useless by the time we see Sprite and Tournament get revealed, like they're complete garbage or some of the broken stuff exists. You never know, right? But this is a working deck list, so there's that. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, you want to see more Skies Checker related content, please like, sub, and comment down below. Whoa! Thank you to all my members too. I truly appreciate you. Johnny! This is my outro song for free YouTube monies. Give me some likes and sub for me, please.